Mhm. I see 8.
Hello, Manoj.
Yeah.
Manoj, I complete my task, but I have no laptop system, so I can't share my screen.
Hmm. Okay. No
Yeah,
worries.
okay.
Total of 8 out of 25 that we have. Shajal, what about you?
Sorry, sir.
Were you able to complete the task yesterday's?
Actually, I haven't attended past two lectures. This is my first after 2 days.
Okay. 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 Yep. Uh, can someone share your screen and show me what you have done? Maybe
Yeah,
Shashank.
this is so.
Yeah. Shashank.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just a second. Can you just share your screen and show me what you have done?
Yes.
uh, say,
Manoj, change this side. Even I have
hey,
to show something once you finish your thing.
James, you're saying something? Your voice is not audible actually.
What I'm saying is, even I have to ask few things. Even I, when I created pipeline, I need to ask
Okay.
few things.
Sure, sure. Yeah. After this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Manoj.
Hey. Yeah.
Uh, this is my first pipeline,
Okay.
which creates the two files,
Mm-hmm.
uh, employee.csv,
Mm-hmm.
and this is my second pipeline.
Can
Uh,
you go to the other one? Can you open the file writer?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to see whether you have put the extension or not because
Yeah.
people are not giving any extensions. So
Uh,
without the extensions, the file will not be able to. You will not be able to open the file, or it's not.
I have run these pipelines, and these are run successfully.
Mhm.
These files are generated.
Okay. The other one.
Uh, the other one is this pipeline,
Okay.
which creates even an odd
Mm-hmm.
employee
Mm-hmm.
ID.
Okay. Can you open the router?
Yeah, this is my logic. The output first is generate even employee IDs, and the
Mm-hmm.
output second generate the odd employee IDs data.
Okay. Okay. It looks fine. Okay. Shashank, it's good actually. So you can stop sharing.
Okay.
Yeah, Jane.
Manoj, yeah, I'm sharing that. Although I have not created the odd and even kind of thing, I've
Okay. Yeah.
tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just tried adding two conditions in that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me share. One which I created.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I've also executed this.
Okay.
It is just that in the router, I've given the length, which
Mm-hmm.
is See, which is the length of is greater than 5
Mm,
first name, and even the department ID is greater than 0, right? It is not 0. That is what I've checked.
okay.
It is not blank, I mean. And
Mhm.
even in the second one, which is equal to 0, or the first name is length is greater than 10. That is what I have
Yeah.
done.
So
The
here your
second one.
condition says that you're checking for length
Ha,
0, and I mean department length should be 0 and first name should be length greater than 10.
greater than 10, yeah.
Yeah.
And in the above one, it is greater than 5, and
Mm.
which is, I mean, it is the length is not 0 for department. That is
Okay.
what happened.
Okay.
The only thing, I did execute this also. It got executed also.
Mm.
If you see the manager, but like it was, there's no record coming here. I mean, how
Mm.
will I check that?
Can you hover on this below CSV formatter?
This one?
Yeah. Yeah, there are no records with your logic actually. So
Okay, okay. Then that's why I was not able to
yeah.
see, because I
And,
validated
and one
also.
more thing, if you identify,
Uh,
oh, okay, you validated it.
so I was not getting any data here,
Mm.
like the way I was getting here.
Yeah.
It
So
is just the logic.
one more thing you have to identify here is even though it doesn't have any input, CSV formatter by default it is giving you some output, if you can see.
Here I have to
Dark
see.
dark green color one.
Okay, this one.
It is giving us some default value. So to
Mhm.
avoid that, what we have to do is open the CSV formatter.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you go down? Ignore empty string. Checkbox. Checkbox. Yeah. Click on that. Save. So if you don't do it, every time it will go and write empty records into that file.
Mhm. Okay,
Basically.
okay,
So with the formatters, we have to take care of that. It's with every formatter actually.
okay,
So
okay,
so if
okay.
you can close it, so see there is no value came up out of that.
Got it. And second is like I mean, adding two conditions here is valid. I mean,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's how you do it.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just have to add, put ampersand and ampersand, or like there
Mm,
is
mm.
some other condition
Or
also.
yeah,
It's okay, huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That Boolean checking and operations or operations, yes, we do
Okay,
basically.
okay,
We do add multiple conditions also.
okay. Then it is. That is what I actually wanted. And this is, I mean, there are other options also, which if you want to, I mean, not here, this one
Mm,
in
mm,
CSV, if you can explain this,
mm,
if you
mm,
don't
mm.
mind.
Yeah, we can explore more on the CSV formatter also.
Okay,
I mean, you can play around, but yeah, until and unless the options that I have told you, that is fine. Other things we will discuss further, but
okay.
uh,
Then it is okay.
yeah, yeah.
And this is the file is
Mm,
department with ID, and
mm,
this is
mm,
department without ID because the length was 0. That's
mm,
why.
mm, mm.
And if I go to managers, there are two files are also created. Here, the department and
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Although this without ID won't be having any data, but the
yeah, yeah.
file got created.
Correct. So now, if you, I mean, by having the logic that we have, check it out there in CSV formatter, it will not create this file at all.
This file at all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It
that's
looks
it.
fine actually. Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Manohari, can you share your screen and show me what you have done?
Yes, sir. Access, please.
Yeah, you can share now.
So, is it visible?
Yep.
So,
Okay.
this
Mm-hmm.
is the expression, so
Okay.
output.
So you have changed the output view names as well. Okay, to even and
Yes,
odd.
yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, it looks fine. I just wanted to see the logic that you have there in. Uh, okay, so did it created two files then
Yes,
with
sir.
even numbers? Yeah, just
Uh,
show me there. Click on that. Click on the preview file there. Preview file. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. This is fine.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you just show me the below one? You don't need to go to manager. Yeah.
Manoj, I just wanted to ask one more thing.
Yeah.
In parser, in formatter, you have to preview like this. Like you'll have to.
Yeah. Yeah. We will have this option also.
Okay, okay. Because this is what I wanted, but I just missed out. And
Mm.
in the parser, you get to see your data there
Directly.
itself. But in formatter, you don't get to see this
Yeah,
unless until you
the
click on this.
only reason behind it is because we have converted already the documented format to binary. We won't be
Okay.
able to see it, but Snaplogic has given us this option also, where
Okay.
you can just preview the file.
Okay.
I thought of letting people know in future sessions, but anyway, we are showing them already, so they can
Yesterday, yes,
see that
they
as
told
well.
me. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, it looks fine. Manohari. Yep,
Thank you.
yep. Okay, I think I mean everyone just check your logic against the things that we have seen. I mean Shashank we have seen, and Manohari we have seen. Just check your logic against that. So if it looks fine, then fine. Otherwise, just make changes according to that. Okay, make sense?
Yeah.
Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
One more thing, Manoj, like how I mean,
Mm.
I don't know what who had shown the last window,
Mhm.
shared the last window. How they were able to change the output name? Like in my case, the router one is output one and output two. How she was able to change the one mod?
Mm-mm. Okay. Manohari, can you reshare it again?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So is it visible?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can you let us know how were you able to change the names of the output views?
So here in the router itself, we can change the name in the settings. For the output one here,
Yeah.
Okay,
defaultly it will give you output. I
So
have changed it to even.
okay, where did
okay,
you have these names actually?
So which in the router's details, sir.
So if you can go to views.
Yes, sir.
So in views,
Sorry.
basically, then you will be able to change the values. I mean,
Yes, sir.
if you have
Here
a
it will give
zero, yeah.
defaultly output and output one. I
okay,
have changed it to even and odd.
okay.
And
Uh,
once you change this, we have to map it in the settings as well.
Yes, sir.
that is not clear. Okay, first you have to set it in view, and then you
And then
have to set it in setting. Okay, okay.
settings. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Manohar.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you can stop sharing. Okay. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Sir, I also want to show.
I will take a look at it at last 15 minutes. Is that fine?
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, till now we have seen two use cases that we have discussed in this class, and I have given you two tasks, a total of four. So now what I want to show you is, what if there is a source file or the file that is coming up, the employees file, And what if I want to change the column names? Let me show you. So I have some predefined values set or the column name set in the CSV file already. The example that I have taken, it has already some let me delete all this. Yesterday we have created, I believe. So what if I want to change the column names that are already given in the CSV file? Let's say this is the CSV file. So the columns, in the sense, employee, first name, last name, I want to change them into maybe into some different names, maybe into small letters, not into capital letters or something. So how would I change it? I mean, basically we call it as mapping changes. Mapping changes in the sense, we have, or the source have some format, and we want to change that mapping in the sense, we want to change the names of this mapping into some other order. Okay, how can we do it? So we will take the same example, same things that we are doing till now. Take the file reader, just map to the one that we wanted to. Okay, then take CSV parser, have the same default settings. No need of changing anything there. Just validate. And here we were able to, or we are able to see the values here with a different call with the columns that are being given in the source file. So what if I want to change the column names in the output file, or output file should have a different column names altogether? In the sense, customer has a different requirement. This should not be employee ID, something, some ID or something. Okay, not first name, maybe F name, not last name, maybe L name, something like that. It is the requirement of the customer. Okay, in that case, what we will do is, for any mapping related changes, okay, just reiterating the thing, for any mapping related changes, we have to use mapper. Any mapping related changes, we have to use mapper. So the mapper or the name itself suggesting that any mapping related changes that we can use mapper. So this is the mapper snap, and it is from transform snapback or a type. Okay, so as you can see, this is how the look, I mean the mapper looks like. Basically the label of the name, I mean name of the label, where we have to, I mean, change the name of this mapper. Basically that is the suggestion or the standard that we basically follow, because the standard names or the default names given by Snaplogic should not be used. It's not mandatory that we should not, or we should change, but it's a suggestion or a basic developer thing that we basically do. We need to change the names, and we know what is views here and what is info here, right? We will give the notes here, and if you want to know more about this, you can see the purpose. Transforms incoming data using the given mappings and produces a new output data. Okay, which means the mapping related changes can be done here. Okay, so these are all the columns that I have. Okay, I will discuss about these two options. Don't worry about that. You already know what is snap execution. These are the three different settings we have. So basically this setting, snap execution, I won't repeat it again mostly, because this snap execution will be available in each and every snap. So by default, each and every snap will have this snap execution. So we have already discussed in our first use case session. If you have any doubts, just go and refer to that. Okay, and I will let you know what is mapping route also. Okay, so now if you can see, there are two two spaces you can see. To my right, there is this target schema. To my left, there is this input schema. See, there is no schema available to my right, but there is some schema available to my left. Schema in the sense the columns that are coming from the source. Column name and what is the type of the column. Okay, column name, what is the type of the column. Column name, what is the type of the column. Likewise, it will provide me a schema if the snap is connected. Let's say this is not connected, let's say. Okay, I have validated it. This is not connected. It will show me red because some mandatory fields are missing, and you can see that the schema is not available because it is not connected to any input snap. So until and unless we won't connect this, there will be no schema available for us to map or change the values. So in this case also it will fail because the mandatory fields are missing. But can you see the schema highlighted here? Schema is nothing but the column names that are coming from the input snap or the previous snap. So what is the previous snap here? CSV parser. So these are the values coming up and the schema will give you that. Okay, using this, what you can do is I will just click on this, drag and have it here. Okay, using this, drag and have it here. Using this, drag and have it here. One thing you can identify is the mapped columns. Whatever are the mapped columns, they are highlighted in dark violet color or bold violet color. The other things are in normal violet color, if you can see, right? So the bold means nothing but, or the bold suggests that the values are already mapped. Let's say if I remove this, see that it has turned into normal department ID, not the bolded one. If I want to map it, I will just click on this. I will just click on this and I will have it here in the mapping.
Manoj, can I ask one thing?
James, you are asking something. Your voice is too low, actually. Hello?
Yeah, my voice is full from my side.
Oh,
Is it okay now?
yeah, it is fine.
Just one thing I just want, maybe it is not related. See, if any column that it is showing, right, the headers, right, email, employee ID, if it is
Yeah.
showing as string, right, so
Yeah.
I mean, we can apply string operations on that. If it is integer, then we can apply integer operations.
Correct.
Okay, that is one thing. And if we want to concatenate here, then like if you want to concatenate
We basically use, there is a string function called concat. This one thing, this we will use basically. Okay, if you can see 19823. So the 23 has added. This is one thing. This is one way basically. Others don't. Don't get confused. This is something advanced to you. I will let you know. But other way we will do is like this. So we can use plus operator or maybe concat operation, method within the string operations.
This is you are adding 23 to employee ID, right? Whatever is
the field.
But if I want to add two columns and present it as one single column,
Yeah,
okay,
you can do it
you
like
can add. Okay.
Same way. The way we are doing it with 23, I can do it. See, the output result is 198 Doconel or something.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
So whatever the columns are there, we basically keep it or map it to our left side. Okay. The left side mapping, the name suggests that expression. Expression is nothing but, yesterday we were speaking about this router and filter expressions. So same like that, you can apply any operation in the sense any methods or function that are available in this functions and properties given by Snaplogic. Okay, wherever it suggests expression, there you can apply any JavaScript related functions given in Snaplogic or which are defined here already. If you can see, there are many methods here for each type. For array type, there are different methods. There, don't worry about this. For array types, there are different. Okay. For math type, there are different. For object type, there are different, and for string type, there are different methods. So these methods we can apply here when they say it is an expression. But in the target path, it says there is no expression. It is not saying any expression. So in the sense, we can just change or use the name. We cannot write any expression in the target path. Target path is just to represent the, the output column names of this mapper. Okay, if I say this as EID, CPCT, as a shortcut, I'm changing. This is my requirement, maybe. Okay, customer has given it that I don't want whole department ID. Instead, you can make it short. Before this underscore, I can just have the single E and give me ID. Okay, maybe that is the requirement. Email will keep it like this. Okay, F name. Okay, H date, job ID, J ID. Okay, L name, M ID, P number, cell. Okay, so what I have done here is, these are the source columns that I am getting, and I have changed the mapping to something else. So if I save this, okay, if I validate it, what is the expected values from the mapper? Basically, what we generally expect is the columns will have the same names as the source file. But as we have changed the target path or the output columns of the mapper, what happened is it has changed altogether. Can you see? Employee ID has become EID. C commission PCT has become CPT, DID. Don't worry about the one after other. Here, after employee ID, we are seeing first name, last name, email. But here we are seeing employee ID after CPT. Why? Because I have mapped commission PCT. So I have mapped it to come as a second column. So that's where it is coming as second column. If I want first name, after the mapping, what I can do is, if I can come to here, there is this highlighter. I will just click on this, move it to upwards. What is the next one? Move it to upwards. So I can change the the order also, the columns order also in the mapper. Okay. So if I save it and validate it, can you see now? After employee ID, F name or first name has came here, and after that last name, and then CPT. How were we able to see this? It's because that we have changed the order of the columns. In the sense, we can change anything or place any column anywhere. So we have that capability here. But before this snap, do we have that capability? No. This snap does not have given that ability for us to change the columns order. By using the mapper, you can change the target paths or the mapping names, and you can change the column orders or the order which you want to see the output of this mapper.
I can, Manoj, I can remove also. If I want, like if I have 10 fields, I can have only 4 fields also.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just showing all the columns.
No. I just question. Okay.
I just want to see, or I just want to add only 10 columns. Out of 10 columns, only 2 maybe. Okay. I just want these 2 columns. So my requirement is that give me first name and last name itself, or maybe employee ID and first name, or maybe just a second. Yeah, I will just have last name also here. Okay, I just want 3 columns. This is my requirement. So what I will do is use the mapper and remove, or don't map all these columns. Instead, only have the required columns as per the requirement, and then validate. Then you will see those 3 columns itself. Make sense? So if we want every column, we can do it. Otherwise, you can mention, or we can select only the columns that we want. The other thing what we can do is, I can have a path here. I mean, I can, if I click on plus, it will give me expressions and target path fields. If I click on this minus, it will delete all the rows at once. If I click on this minus, it will delete only that specific row. Okay, these are the 2 values where we can add and delete the values. Other thing what I can do is, let's say there are more number of columns here. Do I need to add one by one? No. There is this one option that has been given by Snaplogic, that you can select all the columns, click on select, and if I just hover on this first one, click on that, drag it here, it will give me all columns. If I want to deselect all the columns, click on deselect. Were you able to get it? So I'm just repeating again. I'm deleting everything. Okay. If I want to add all the columns at a time, because every time you will not have 5-10 columns. Based on the source file and requirement, maybe your file have 20 columns or 70 columns or 100 columns. You don't need to go and add every column as I did earlier. I mean, like this, go this and add it like this. No. Snaplogic has given me ability that I can select everything and add to the mapping table until and unless if I have, or I should have, the first row open. If I keep it like this, I mean nothing, you cannot, or I cannot add anything, because where can I add it? No. So the one thing that I need to remember is, I have to have exactly one row or more than that. If I can just have this and drop it here, it will give me all the columns. This is just a shortcut for all the columns to add at once. Okay. If I want to deselect everything. Okay. If I want to have the columns in a sorted order, click on this. Otherwise, the columns will come in the manner that is there in the source in the sense previous snap. So if I unclick this, see, this is the pattern that is coming from source. From file, it is there, employee ID, first name, last name, it is there like that. But now if I click on the sorted, it will be sorted based on the first character, or maybe if the first character is name, the second character it will compare and it will see what is the next letter. So the first letter is C, and then D, E, F, H, J. So this pattern, or it has sorted in that pattern. Make sense? And now if I want to change the column names, I can change those. Okay. Instead of commission PCT, I can have different values, or I don't want to change anything. What I can do is I can just have it here also. Okay. I can select values and have it in both expression and target path also. But the standard is, we basically use the target path to change the column name into different mapping field. I mean, that's because that most of the times we will be having a scenario where we need to use a different mapping field or the target field. But in case your scenario is that you just want to have the mapping enable and do some additional exercise here, I mean using some JavaScript, if it is empty or hyphen, change it to something else. So likewise, and you don't want to change the column name, you can again select all and add it here directly, deselect. And one thing you will have to identify here is, earlier I have done something like this, C_PCT, right? So this has worked. Along with that, if I add dollar also, it will work, because it is not mandatory in the target path, but in the expressions field, if I remove this, this is a mandatory. See, it is throwing me an error. Commission PCT is undefined. Perhaps you meant dollar commission PCT. It is giving me the suggestion also saying that there is no dollar in your the column that you have mapped. Maybe it should be dollar commission PCT. Why do we require to only add dollar here? Or why can't I use pound or something else, hash? It's because that the mapping route by default here, if you can see, dollar is nothing but a root node. Okay, the mapping route defines that in Snaplogic, everywhere you go, the mapping route is dollar, and we should only use dollar if you are mapping the values from the input. In the sense, the output of the previous snap to this, you should be using dollar. No other special character will work because Snaplogic by default has mapping route as dollar. So the dollar will come here as an input, and then you will be adding the column name, because in the source you will have only commission PCT. There is no dollar. But where comes the dollar? Dollar is coming by default given by the Snaplogic because it represents the root node. Root in the sense, Snaplogic will try to arrange it in a tree structure wherein dollar is the root, and from there it will give the commission PCT. So the child of that mapping root or the root of that is commission PCT, and child of that dollar is department ID. Child of that dollar is email. Likewise, this will be mapped to dollar, and you cannot change it to any other thing because by default Snaplogic has this dollar as a special character uh, recognized to get the values from the source. If the previous snap has given me email, the value that I have to map to the next snap should be dollar email. I cannot have it directly email, other it will throw me error because Snaplogic will identify from the root node and after that the actual column name. So that's where we are giving the dollar also. And if you identify that there is this dollar assigned to this target path, like the way it is in expression, we can have the dollar here in the target path, but it is not mandatory. Here it is mandatory to identify because these values are being captured from the source, the previous snap. But here these are some static values that we are defined here. So it is not mandatory. Even if I remove the dollar, it is showing me tick mark, which means the dynamic validation has performed and it is completed successfully. There is no error. But if I remove here, it will throw me error because it is trying to map the value from the source. Source nothing but the previous snap. So in that case, it should have dollar because by default, dollar is the root of the root of everything that is in Snaplogic, and from there it is trying to map the columns. So dollar, and after that below that commission PCT. So that's where we have to map it to dollar. Otherwise, it won't work. So for these two, I have removed dollar, and for all the rest of the things, there is this dollar. See, you won't be able to identify any difference because it is not mandatory. Now, if I validate this, just a second. So now if I validate this, see, you will not be able to identify any difference. There is no dollar in the target path for these two, but still the values are coming in the same thing. In the same way, the other values are coming. Okay. Make sense? Till we, yeah, please.
So Manoj, if you want to change the target path, in the alphabetical order or I mean descending or ascending order. So is there any mechanism like we can do through the mapper?
Mapper, no. By default, it will be sorted based on the the column or the character, first character or characters. It will go from A to Z.
Mhm.
In the mapper, no. Outside the mapper, yes. Not the columns. We actually sort the data. We can sort the data outside the mapper, but here columns are being sorted only based on A to
Okay.
Z. From A to Z, it will go.
Okay. And there is like a symbol like auto link that's silence. What is the use of that?
Where is that?
I mean, above the target path, there is a that's silent auto link. Yeah, that one.
It's just the suggestions given by Iris. Iris will
Okay.
give you the suggestions actually. So if both the schemas are available, it will be enabled and it will auto link. It will try to auto link based on the Iris suggestions. Iris is the
Yeah,
AI tool,
got it. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it
Mhm.
will try to map it. So in that case, we should be having the columns in a same way. So let's say I want to push it to other file, right? But instead, in that case, I have different source. Okay, but the
Mhm.
columns are commission PCT here, but the columns from the different destination have different column names. Then we cannot use this auto link because auto link will work only when they have the same names in source and target.
Okay.
This is something advanced,
Mhm.
because we are not talking about this, so that's where I have not touched it. But yes, as you have asked, the source and target should be available, and the column name should be same in source and destination.
Okay.
And Iris, the AI assistant, will try to make it in the sense, it will try to map it according to the suggestions it has. And then if we want to change anything according to that, we can change also after the mapping is done.
Okay. So I mean, like, if any cases like we have 100 columns or more than 100,
Mm.
and we want to change the like in the ascending or descending order. So I mean, is there any snaps we can use that, or there is not possible?
Data level sorting,
Yeah,
yes.
that's
Column
I got it.
data
But
level data level sorting order, yes, we can use a
okay,
different snap for that. We can
okay,
do it. But column, this
not
is just
okay.
for mapping that they have given in a sorting. But
Hmm.
mostly it will be unchecked because we want to map it as is from the source. Right? We don't want to change the
Hmm.
sorting order basically.
Hmm.
Whatever the value that is coming from or the column structure that is coming from the source, we want to add it and then apply the validations according to that.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Make sense?
Yes, got it.
Yeah. So as yesterday I told you that there are different expressions using JavaScript we can write in filter and router. In this mapping also, on these mappers also, we can apply. Okay, we can do many validations using the JavaScript. As Jayant asked earlier that how we can add two columns or multiple columns, I have told you that either we can use concat, which is a JavaScript method, and otherwise we can use plus operator. Plus operator will give you the expected result. So you might have a question. Basically, in math, basically if we use math, if we want to add two numbers, we basically use plus. But here we are trying to add two strings. In this case, the plus should not work. It should fail because as per math, we understand that it only applies to number, not the string or any other basic basic operations that we want to perform basically, right? So in basically in any programming language or even in Snaplogic, if we want to combine two strings, we can use plus. So the environments that or the tools, what they will do is it will try to combine, okay, the values that you give from left to right. So basically, if I want to do a concat like this, right? So what it is doing is it is just adding that the string from left to right. It will not throw you error. Okay. One thing you need to understand is plus operator can also be used with the strings, not with only numbers. If it is number, then it will provide you the result as 4. If it is a string, it will combine two values from left to right. Make sense? So now I have another requirement also to my customer that, okay, you have performed or changed the target paths and everything, but I see one column which is commission PCT is not giving me any values. Instead, it is giving me hyphen. But customer is asking, whenever there is hyphen, replace that hyphen with maybe 1 or 0. Okay. Whenever there is an hyphen, okay, in the target, maybe the source contains hyphen, right? Source contains hyphen, but in the target, I don't want to have hyphen. Instead, give me 1 or 0, maybe 1 itself or 0. Anything you can decide. Just represent that. I mean, in the target, we will only accept ones and zeros. So in that case, what I will do is, as we did in the earlier session, like filter or router, what we have done, we have used length, dot length operator, or maybe I have given you a task and you have used percentile, right? Percentile, and after that you are able to identify even and odds on that, correct? So now, likewise, using the JavaScript methods, what we can do is, whenever there is a hyphen, I want to replace that hyphen with 0, as they asked. So can you see all the hyphens as replaced to 0? So in this column, I will use the same column name for our convenience. Just a second. The column commission PCT, the customer requirement is that I see the values in every column looks fine, but the commission PCT has some problem. In the sense, it is giving me hyphens, but I don't want hyphens. Instead, send me 0. Okay. What I did is, this is, don't get confused. This is just, or don't get scared. This is just another JavaScript method. Okay, which we have within the strings. So I was able to identify that I have to use replace all. However, how was I able to identify? Because customer has asked within his question itself, he is asking that whenever there is hyphen, I want 0. And he is asking me that replace that hyphen with 0. So that's where I was able to use replace all directly. I myself know. Otherwise, what I will do is, I will go to this and open the functions, go to the functions and go to the strings section. I will just look after every other method that is given. And then I will, okay, I will think that, okay, this method, will I be able to apply this method or not? Maybe if I am fresher, what I will do is, I will go to strings section. I will try and see what is the functionality of this method, and then I will try to apply this directly. But as I have known already what I need to do, I have done this directly. Okay. If I see the results, if I see the result here, if I validate the stuff here, so the thing that I can see is, see, commission PCT has everything as 0. Earlier, it has hyphen. If we can see the input, it has hyphen, right? That hyphen has been replaced now with zeros. Likewise, we can apply any validations, okay, any number of validation or multiple validations within an expression. We can do anything. So I am just giving you a basic examples. Okay, what you have to do is, and I also suggest what you have to do is, okay, do one thing as a task. Do one thing. Go to this mapper. Okay, go to this string section. there are around 15 to 20 methods are here or functions here. What I want you to do is go and review about or do your analysis on all these methods. Only on the string methods. We will discuss further on the other things. Only on the string methods by yourself. Okay. Don't look at every string method in JavaScript. Only look for these in the JavaScript and try to get some idea by yourself. Okay. In the JavaScript tutorial, you can use any YouTube channel or maybe any tutorial for that. And what I want you to do is go through each and every method here and understand yourself or make it yourself as a task for this session, that understand yourself about every method that is there in the string. Okay. And maybe in future sessions somewhere I will ask you what will be the functionality. Maybe at random I will ask you what will be the functionality of few of the functions here. Okay. So you definitely need to know these basic JavaScript methods or functions when you are playing around or when you are doing or when you are building a pipeline in Snaplogic. It is mandatory. Okay. Each and every section has some importance. Array has some importance. Okay. JSON has some importance. Math has some importance. Okay. Likewise, string also has some importance. As a start, I request or I suggest, okay, everyone to go to the string section in Snaplogic and do your analysis on that, and maybe provide or get some notes to yourself and refer to that every time whenever you are playing around with a string value. You can apply any of these methods on this according to the business logic. Okay, make sense? Are you able to identify what we can do within the mapping table, plus minus, and the sorted target schemas? Target schema is not available because there is no further snap or the next snap to this. There will be no target schema. And here input schema is available because it is connected to the input, and we can sort it out and select columns, added these, deselect all these, mapping route because this is the root node. Okay, I will let you know what are these two: null self access and pass through. Okay. So now I got the values. What I will do is I will use formatter. Now I just want to change it to semicolon. I don't want it to have commas. I want to have it semicolon because um, customer has asked us to do it. Likewise. Okay. I save it. I'm not changing any values. And you have to understand or keep it in mind one thing, that we have to change the label every time and add the info notes. For now, or as per, as we have to go forward, I'm not changing anything. Okay. I want everyone to change it when you are doing your tasks. Okay. File right. Type of semicolon
Manoj, one more thing I wanted to ask.
separated structure dot cs. Okay. Yes, Jane, please go ahead.
See, there are few in some of the snappers there is an angular thing, right? And in some of the snappers there is a circular thing. What is the difference? Is there any indication for why it is?
Yep. So basically, when we are trying to read a binary data or write a binary data, we will be having a diamond shape.
Read
Jayant, you said something?
No, read and write both.
Yeah. Read a binary data, write a binary data, we will be having a diamond shape.
Okay.
Circles will be for the documented.
Okay.
Documented records or documents, in the sense the values which we can see directly from the expression. Earlier, if you can see that preview option, once we click it, then only we will be able to see the values, right? It's
Right.
because that the value is in binaries, or the output of the snap is binary. If it is a document, once you click on this, you will be able to see all the columns because the values are coming in a documented format.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Hi, Manoj. Ashwini this side. Uh, Hello.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
audible. Okay.
yeah.
So Manoj, in the mapper snap, you say that the expression has a mandatory because he has the asterisk, and the target yeah path is not mandatory. So in this, as my question is, if we skip the target yeah path has a empty.
Like
So
this.
add yeah. So at that scenario, what is the output of the
Mm,
column?
mm, mm.
Yeah, it is the same as a source name, or
No,
yeah,
no.
it is as a yeah empty.
Yeah, yeah, I will come to that.
Hmm.
For now,
Okay.
I will just finish this execution and I'll come to your question. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have completed the pipeline according to my customer requirement. And run it. Now go to the dashboard and see the file. And can you see the columns are separated with semicolon, because the separator I have changed it from comma to semicolon, and the commission PCT values are zeros. These are not hyphen. We have changed the hyphen to 0. Now coming to your question, Ashwini. So your question is, let's say as this target path is not mandatory, what if I remove this value and what will happen to this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me validate. So first question we will have is, will it fail? As this is not the mandatory field, it will not fail. That we already know. But
Yes.
it has given me some output. But
Hmm.
where will that target path will be mapped? So I will show you the output now. Can you see that column anywhere? What is the column name?
What is
Commission
the column? Yeah.
PCT.
Commission PCT. Okay.
Can you see that column name here?
No.
So were you able to identify the difference?
Yes.
Once you remove the target path, you cannot see the values here.
Hmm.
To everyone in the team, his question is, as this is not the mandatory field, what if we remove the field? Because it is not mandatory that we have to provide some value to this. So if we remove this field, let's say I will remove employee ID. Okay. I have not mapped these two columns. Okay. Now I validate. See what it is telling me? Why it has error? It's because that the values that we want to remove in the target path, it should be at start or the last. You cannot have it in the middle. Even still it is failing. Okay, let me show you that. But for now, to everyone in the class, so what happens if we remove the target field? It will do, what it will do is, it will remove the value from the output. Okay. What if we remove multiple values? I want to move it to last. Where is this employee ID? I want to map this as well and see what will happen. Field to delete does not exist.
So Manoj, as I understand, so at that scenario is target path is also mandatory, right?
Yeah, I mean, in few use cases, you might not need that. So what we will do is basically, if you have more columns, let's say,
Hmm.
okay, what you will do is you will just have it like this, and you will map it here also.
Hmm.
So if you don't want that field, what you will do, you will just remove that column in the output,
Hmm.
according to the customer need, right? Then
Hmm.
validate. So then what it will happen is, Snaplogic seems to have some problem. I will let you know. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
It's just playing some, I mean, sometimes it will have this sort of issues, but just remember that whenever you remove that value, okay, it will
Hmm.
just remove that field. So in your basic business use case, what will happen is, let's say there are 100 columns, but
Hmm.
you have to map only 50 columns.
Hmm.
Do you want to go to every field and map it? No. What we basically do is, as part of the development, we select everything, map in source and target as well, then remove the source, I mean target,
Yeah.
identify the target, and then remove that and move them to the last, okay,
Okay.
maybe
Okay.
first or last, okay, move them to last, basically, because mappings you can see directly at the top, and the values that you don't want to map, you will keep it at last, because
Hmm.
identifying the 50 columns and map it one by one will be a difficult task. Going like this and remove the values at last only to the target path will be easy for you as
Yes.
part of the development.
Yeah.
Make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. I got it. Thank you.
It's just failing for some default reason, I'm not sure, but we'll
Yeah.
let you know.
No.
But it should be working like this because it is working for the commission PCT earlier,
Hmm.
but now it is not working for some reason. But anyway, just remember that you can have any column, any number of columns, removing the target path. Okay,
Hmm.
that way those columns will not be available outside of this mapper output.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So Manoj, is there any concept of like primary key that
For
we
this
can't
map,
remove? I mean, primary key, that's employee ID, maybe it could be primary key, can't remove it or
no,
can't
no,
change.
this mapping is something, we can play around anything. I mean, maybe,
Okay,
see, you said primary key maybe with employee ID, but I
right.
have removed salary here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I will just only remove salary. It's not like that, basically,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
even it is not showing us any error here, right? It's just some Snaplogic things sometimes. So in our first use case session, when I tried with pipe, if you remember, the output is not showing me correctly, right? But yesterday when I tried it, it was showing me the output in a pipe values,
Mm-hmm.
right? Basically, it acts sometimes weird, but anyway, I will let you know. But remember that you can remove any number of columns,
Okay.
okay, if you don't require that. Make sense?
Yes.
Uh, any questions we have on this? Now it says manager ID is it's not available. Anyway, I will let you know on that. Uh, does it make sense to everyone? Okay. So now I will let you know what is the null self access and pass through. So first I will go through pass through. What it will do is, okay, I have mapped everything. Okay, in this case I have mapped everything, but I forgot to miss to add salary here. If you see, salary I have missed. Can you see? Okay, it's because that only salary field is missed because I did some mapping mistake and something like that. But in my use case, in my general use case, earlier what I have done is in commission PCT, what I have done, replace all hyphen with 0, right? So in this case, I have removed everything. So In my requirement is I have 50 fields here. Okay. And I just want to change this only field. I don't require to change any field. So the first question comes to us is, in the mapper, do we need to map every column? But what if we don't map everything? If we don't map everything, will it come as an output? But my business logic or business, what it wants is only change hyphen to 0, don't touch anything. So in that case, do I need to change the column? I mean, do I need to add everything? But what if I don't add them? What will happen? So it will only give me the one record that I have mapped. So that's where Snaplogic has given this capability of pass through. Pass through in the sense the values that are not mapped will be passed through to this through this snap. So if you can see the output, can you see everything now? The commission PCT value has changed, but I have only mapped one column. But if I click pass through, it has given me all columns. It's only because this pass through option will allow the columns to pass through the mapper snap here. Okay. This value will be changed. Let's say this value, this is the change that I have done. Let's go and see whether that change has been done. Yes. Let's say if it is not applied, the value should be hyphen, right? But now along with the values that I did not touch, the changed value has also come. That is the purpose of pass through. Were you able to get it? What is pass through? Any questions on the pass through? It's just simple. I just have one column which I need to change the values to something else. So in that case, do I need to map all 50, 60 columns? No. What I will do is I will just have this column added and then click on a
Sir,
pass through.
can you please repeat it again? Pass through.
So basically, my customer requirement is I have a column or multiple columns or 3 columns. Only those 3 columns needs a change. Okay. Other columns did not have any change. Other columns in the sense the 6, 7 columns, the other 6 columns has no change. A total of 10 columns is there, for example. Only 3 columns has a change according to the business need. Change email to, instead of hyphen, if there is a hyphen, it will change to @ because email will have @, right? Like this, there are some replacements or some changes to be done to the fields that I have added here. But there are around 10, but I identify according to the business logic that only 3 columns needs a change. Okay. So in this case, do I need to require, or do I require every column needs to be added to the mapper? I believe no, because direct mapping, what is the requirement? Do I have to do it? No. So in this case, pass through will be used, wherein we can only click on this, just click on this. So it will enable my values to pass through this mapper and give me the results without adding here. Let's say if I uncheck this, it's taking time, just a second. If I uncheck this here, okay, and save it, were you able to see all the columns here? No, we are able to see only 3 columns because we have mapped only those 3 columns. But our requirement is only change these 3 columns. Okay, along with that, we need all these columns also because we want to push those values as well. Then we will click on pass through and it will provide us those values, the extra values or the values that we have left over without mapping. So if we can validate this, see, we are able to see the remaining values also. Any questions on this? Someone has asked me, so are you clear now?
So pass through, even if we don't assign anything, so pass through will automatically put everything in the target path.
Yeah, in place for us.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, the only intention is change or add the columns where you have change. Don't worry about the other columns. The Snaplogic will just pass it through the snap and give you in the output. That's the only intention.
Okay.
So this null safe access need more time, and we need a separate use case for this. I will discuss this in our first, in tomorrow's session, basically. Along with that, I will discuss in furthermore. So other than this, we have covered everything in the map or snap. So the only thing on you is you have to explore all the methods and functions that are available here. First thing, I suggest to start it from string and go through all the methods. These are JavaScript methods. Don't get confused with any other programming methods. Go to JavaScript blog or any tutorial and go and search for this method and review and identify yourself what will be the purpose, and try to play around with the data that you have and use those functions here. Make sense? That will be the task for you. I am not giving you any separate task. The task will be go and use this file and review all the methods. Maybe almost 10 20 25 methods will be there, maybe few of them, okay, for tomorrow's session, and let me know. Maybe in future sessions I'll ask you what you have done on that. Okay, that's your task for your session, for this session. And analysis of access, I'll let you know tomorrow. This needs a separate use case actually, so I will let you know. So this is about mapper. Any mapping related stuff we will be doing using mapper. Any more questions we have on this mapper? Are we good?
Yeah, Manoj. Actually, I have a question. Is any method or function into the JavaScript for the sorting?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, into the string or into another functionality?
Sorting, yes, we can do it outside of it also. We can use sort snap itself. That is different. We have different use case for that. There will be a sort function also. Sort functions will be applied on different methods actually. So maybe on array you will have that. So if you can see,
Sure.
sort
Okay.
is there is on the array, because array is a combination of different strings. Within the array you want to sort it, but characters cannot be sorted because string is a combination of characters. You cannot sort them because they are already combined and you cannot sort it. So that's where you will not be find mostly that method here. But array, yes, sorting is different. Sorting for the arrays are different. So I suggest for now, go and understand yourself about the string, and you can get to know on the arrays, because you will play around with the strings, numbers and everything with the arrays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So are we clear on the mapper? One thing that we are left with is null safe access. We will discuss this in tomorrow's session when we start our session tomorrow. Okay, and you can go to your trial version and you can play around with the mapper, and you can just let me know in the first 10 minutes if you have any questions on the analysis that you have done on the methods or maybe mapper also. Okay, by this I'll take a halt, and someone wants to show me the pipeline pipeline of task 2. Yeah, please go ahead and show me. We still have 10 minutes time. Just a second.
So screen sharing is not available.
Yeah. Please, now you can do it now. Hello.
Yes, sir. Visible?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Mm. Are you logged in? I cannot see your screen still.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yep,
Yes,
I can see. Mm-hmm.
yes, sir. मैंने पहले मतलब इसमें फाइल रीडर को यूज करा, इसमें अपने मतलब डाटा डाला,
Mm-hmm.
उसके बाद फिल्टर, देन उसको मैंने राउट करा।
फिल्टर में क्या किया है?
Actually,
फिल्टर
screen
में
is not visible to me.
Acha, I can see the screen
We are,
actually.
yeah, we all are not getting the screen.
Oh, is it? Yeah, please share it again, Adi.
yes.
Uh, uh, yeah, please share it again. Adi, are you sharing again?
Yes, sir.
Are you sharing
Manoj,
your screen?
is this visible in the section of presentation only? So I think the sharing has some problem with the other.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, no worries. Show it to me. I will just take a look. I can see your screen,
Okay,
Adi.
sir.
Just go ahead and show me.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
So what
Filter.
have you done within filter? What is that A? Dollar A?
एक second, wait.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's altogether a different data. You have used different data.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. With filter, you have taken A greater than 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in router, what have you done?
In router, sir, greater than 5, less than 5.
Okay. So using, I mean, doing this, what do you want to achieve with this? I mean, what is your purpose of having greater than 3 in filter and then router less than 5 and greater than 5?
सर 5 से ज्यादा वाली एक फाइल में, 5 से कम वाली एक फाइल में।
अच्छा, डू आई मीन वो फिल्टर तो आई मीन डू यू रिक्वायर फिल्टर? वो 3 greater than 3 वाला कंडीशन you can remove, I think.
No, for practice purpose I need it.
Okay, you just have added just for your practice.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, it looks fine.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Manoj, even I have a doubt on yesterday task. So if you allow,
Yeah, please.
can you share my screen?
Just a second. Yeah, please.
It's visual now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I didn't get the value over here. in this filter, like I getting the value over here. In the odd numbers, I getting the value.
Can
All
can,
the
can you save it? Can you save it and validate again?
okay, got it, sorted.
Yeah, it sometimes happens like that actually. I mean, it's a problem with Snaplogic. Sometimes it won't give you results.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Any questions on the today's session, or maybe any questions till now you have? We still have 4 minutes left, so we can discuss. Jayant or Ravi, do you have any questions?
No, all good from my end.
Okay. I think Prashant, if no one has any questions, I think we can wind it up.
Okay, sure. So thank you, team. Thank you, Manoj.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Prashant, don't forget to stop the recording.
Yes, yes.